Pero the biggest reason po talaga kung bakit kami lumipat ng apartment is Hi everyone, this video is a little bit different than our usual investing topic. It's still gonna be about money, it's still gonna be about finances. More importantly, it's still about sacrificing a little bit in the short term para we can set ourselves up for success in the long term. Para sa mga bago po sa channel natin, ako po si Rap and I am a software engineer in Australia. We moved here almost 2 years ago back in July 2022. Kasama ko po ang partner ko when we made this move and it's been great so far. What's not super great is the rising cost of expenses. Maraming factors na nagko-contribute at hindi ako expert para isa-isahin at himahimayin yung reasons why inflation is rising or bakit ang taas-taas ng presyo ng groceries and ang hirap mag-ipon. I don't like complaining and ayoko rin yung mga taong nagko-complain na wala namang solution na binibigay, diba? Instead, I want action and being proactive in my decisions. So long story short, lumipat kami ng apartment last February. And in this video, I will compare our expenses before and after, saka yung mga biggest expenses namin during the move. So if you are interested in working or maybe moving dito sa Australia in the future, in the near future, this video might give you some insights sa realistic expectations po at baka makatulong sa inyo sa pag-decide to move or maybe not to move at all. So for more than 1 year, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment in a suburb called Chermside. It was about 30 minutes by bus from the Brisbane city, pero ang maganda ay 5-minute walk lang ito from my office. Simula nang lumipat kami dito sa Australia, once a week or every Friday lang po ako pumapasok sa office. 4 days a week ay work from home po ako. Pero yung partner ko, baliktad naman. 4 days a week siya pumapasok sa office niya in the city. 4 days a week, nagbabus po siya papunta dyan. Every Friday lang ang work from home schedule niya, so baliktad yung schedule namin ng work from home. So medyo nagigets nyo na yung point na gusto kong sabihin, di ba? Ako po na once a week lang kailangan pumasok sa office, ay maglalakad lang. Tapos yung partner ko naman na 4 times kailangan mag-commute papunta sa office niya, ay kailangan mag-bus for 30 minutes minimum to and from her office. So there are 2 problems here. First, wala pa po kaming sasakyan so nakakapagod mag-commute. And second, magastos din mag-commute 4 times a week times 2 kasi syempre balikan. Nakahati po sa fare zones ang Southeast Queensland. Fina-follow yan ng lahat ng public transportation system. So bus, train, and ferries. Tapos, depende sa number of zones na ita-travel yung fare or yung pamasahe. In our example, $4.34 from Chermside to Fortitude Valley sa umaga kasi rush hour. Tapos, may 20% discount naman sa hapon as long as hindi pa rush hour. $3.47. That means per week, $7.81 times 4 or $31.24 ang transportation costs ng partner ko. Now, mababa ba yan or mataas? Ang sagot ko dyan is it doesn't really matter kasi in an ideal world, walang transpo. Tandaan niyo muna itong figure na $31.24. Babalikan po natin yan later after we discuss our next set of expenses. Utilities sa bahay, electricity, water, and internet. So ipapakita ko po itong utilities expenses namin before the move and I will just discuss the table one by one. So for electricity, ang cost po namin ay $110 per month. The provider is Origin. Next naman ay water. Every quarter po ang billing niyan or invoice and it's about $100 per quarter. Or kung every month, about $33 per month. Next, NBN or yung service nila for the internet. $70 a month, 50 Mbps download, and 10 Mbps upload. Which is more than enough naman kasi ako lang most of the time yung gumagamit niyan pag nag-work from home ako. Tangerine is a smaller provider compared to the other more established internet providers or NBN providers. So medyo mas madali yung customer service kasi konti lang naman yung nagsisend ng mga problema. So in our case, nagustuhan ko yung service ng Tangerine. And then finally, private health insurance na kailangan po sa visa namin. Required yan na meron kang sariling private health insurance kasi hindi pa kami eligible for Medicare or yung public healthcare system dito sa Australia. $160 per month and the provider namin is NIB insurance. Merong ibang buildings na ang gamit ay gas for cooking. In our case, walang ganon kasi electric po yung stove na ginagamit namin. Built-in na siya. So $0 yung cost namin namin for gas. I just included this in case na kung nag-research kayo, baka ma-encounter nyo na may gas bill pala. Kung may question po kayo about utilities, ilagay nyo lang sa comment section and I will answer it. Pero ito yung cost namin, utilities namin before. Tapos, on top of this, yung rent naman is per week. Per week po ang bayad dito sa Australia ng rent. Nag-start kami ng rent around September or August. $480 per week yung binabayaran namin. Tapos nag-increase once, naging $500 per week. Now, let's talk about moving apartments. Kapag naglilipat ng apartment dito, it's a usual practice na kumuha ng removalist company, especially kung wala pa po kayong sasakyan, para gamitin pang hakot. So, you can do it over a few days. In our case, since wala pa nga kaming sasakyan, kailangan namin kumuha ng removalist company para isang buong araw lang kaming magbubook. Tapos, isang travel lang from the old apartment to the new apartment. So, after a few days of research, nakita ko ang Optimove and they have more than 3,000 5-star reviews in Google. So, na-convince ako na ito na lang kunin. Sobrang satisfied naman during the move. Okay na okay ang service. Mabait din yung mga movers. Maingat sa gamit at walang na-damage na appliances. So, I think deserve talaga nila yung more than 3,000 5-star reviews. Kung nasa Brisbane po kayo, I could not recommend them enough. Kunin nyo yung Optimove kung ayaw nyo ng sakit ng ulo. Another thing to consider kung maglilipat kayo ng apartment ay bond cleaners. Pero explain ko muna po yung bond. Kapag na-accept po kayo sa isang apartment dito, kailangan magbayad ng bond, which is usually 4 weeks worth of your rent. Ang purpose of the bond is para alagaan ng tenants yung apartment, kasi sa dulo ng tenancy agreement nyo, tapos marumi or may damage ang property, may chance na hindi maibalik ng buo yung bond sa'yo. This would also affect your future rental applications kasi makikita ng property managers yung record mo at hindi mo inalagaan yung previous apartment. So, less chances na ma-approve ka dun sa gusto mong bagong apartment. This is an incentive for the tenants to take care of the property para maibalik sa'yo yung bond. So, para saan yung bond cleaners? Ang purpose nila ay to clean your property to a state or level na acceptable to the property manager on the final inspection. Sa case po namin, may nirecommend naman ang property manager na bond cleaner company. So, yung friends namin dito, nirecommend nila na kunin na lang yung nirecommend ng property manager. At least, if they do a bad job, we can defend ourselves, di ba? Pwede namin sabihin na, ito yung nirecommend nyo, bakit ngayon hindi kayo satisfied with their service? You get the point. Maraming back and forth na emails between us and the cleaning company. Pero long story short, 2 beses silang bumalik dun sa apartment para maglinis kasi hindi naging satisfied yung property manager on their first attempt. Pero at the end of it all, safe naman ang bond at nakuha po namin ang buo at malinis pa rin ang rental history record namin. So ang advice dito is kung may nirecommend yung property manager na bond cleaners, kunin nyo sila kahit medyo mahal. So for the removalist company, ang damage po sa amin ay $1,210 for 2 men at 5 hours. Kasama na dun yung paghahakot, pagbabalot ng appliances, transportation, at pag-unload dito sa bagong apartment. And then for the bond clean, $550 naman kahit 2 beses silang bumalik and then nasatisfy na yung property manager. No additional costs. So before po I discuss the rent and utilities in this new apartment, comment po kayo ng house emoji para alam ko kung sino yung nakaabot dito sa dulo ng video. And consider na rin liking and subscribing kung bago kayo dito sa channel. Small creator lang po ako dito sa YouTube and sobrang laking tulong ng pag-like and pag-subscribe. Thank you! Okay, so ito yung new table natin for expenses and rent after the move. Electricity is still the same, $110 per month. Water is also the same at $33 per month or $100 per quarter. Pero estimate lang po itong first 2 rows kasi wala pa kaming bill for the first month. A few months ago, lumipat yung partner ko to a telecommunications company and kasama sa perks nila ay free internet. Meron pa rin kaming private health insurance pero lumipat ako sa mas mura kasi magpa-price hike yung previous provider namin. So in our new provider, it's now at $149 per month. Yung provider namin is HCF. Dito po sa new apartment, unlike the previous apartment, gas stove na yung ginagamit namin and the estimate here is $50 per month. Tapos for the rent, $500 pa rin yung binabayaran namin. Pero much smaller na ito kasi 1 bedroom na lang compared to the 2 bedroom that we had before in Chermside. Syempre, nandito na kami sa city, so mas maliit na talaga yung space na pwede mong makuha for the same amount of money. Now, uunahan ko na kayo at sasabihin na hindi ganun kalaki yung savings. About $30 per week lang yung masasave namin kung tama ang estimates. Pero the biggest reason po talaga kung bakit kami lumipat ng apartment is magtataas ng 25% yung kailangan namin bayaran for the rent every week. From $500 per week, magiging $600 per week na ito. Again, that's a 25% increase, which translates to $5,200 in 1 year. Kung ibabawas natin ang moving cost, which were $1,210 at $550, lumalabas na makakasave kami ng $3,440 in 1 year, which is about 125,000 pesos. Dito nagiging obvious kung bakit nag-make sense yung paglipat namin from Chermside to Fortitude Valley. Hindi rin naman namin kailangan yung ganong kalaking space. Well, admittedly, mas maliit at mas tricky na pagkasyahin yung gamit namin dito sa one-bedroom apartment. Pero ganun talaga, may compromise talaga. Hindi pa kasama dyan yung transportation cost savings na nakuha namin kasi instead na mag-commute yung partner ko 4 times a week, naglalakad na lang po siya papunta sa office niya, which is about 5 minutes away from this apartment. Tapos since once a week lang ako pumupunta sa office, once a week lang din ako gagastos for transportation. So, if this was helpful to you, kung interested kayo sa topics about spending, expenses, personal finance in Australia, let me know in the comment section. And yun lang muna for today. Thank you. Bye!